So I've been awake about half an hour and my heart has just been absolutely pounding. It's like waiting outside a job interview, or when you're called to the headmaster's office as a child and your entire body is just in hypersensitivity mode and blood's pumping, and it's odd because there's nothing in particular that I'm anxious about. There's nothing that I can look at in my day and go, I'm not looking forward to that, or I'm unsure about the outcomes. So my brain is telling me that logically there's nothing that should be making me feel this particular way, but my body's in fight or flight mode and it doesn't know what it's trying to fight or run away from.
So my heart's still pounding. It's quite hard to explain quite what this feeling is. I think if you are a person who watches a series and you get to the end of a particular episode and then immediately have to watch the next one because there's like a compulsion in you to get to the resolution of whatever the cliffhanger is, it's kind of similar to that feeling, only I have no idea what needs resolving. There's a feeling that something somewhere isn't resolved, and my body sees it as a sense of urgency, and my body's giving me all of the biological requirements to try and address something. So there's adrenaline pumping and my heart's going, but I don't actually know what it is I need to address, which then makes absolutely everything seem quite intimidating. So the majority of the day is kind of done now. I still feel that kind of on-edgeness, but the adrenaline's not there anymore. The whole fight or flight, right on edge feeling is gone, but that was probably only about 11 o'clock that started to die down. So we're talking like a good 4 hours of that happening. And because my body's telling me that there's something really wrong somewhere, I don't become suspicious of the people that I'm around, but I almost can't trust anybody or anything because my brain is telling me there's something wrong, and then I become a little bit paranoid in response. And my responses to things then become entirely emotive, based on emotions that are entirely void of any sense or reason, and all logic just disappears. So one of my ways of coping in that situation now is to try and almost not to respond to things, because I know I'm not going to respond in a way that I would do if I was healthier. Particularly more recently, I've learned not to necessarily offer a response at all, which can obviously come across as cold. So I very much in those situations tend to keep myself to myself. And it's difficult to get to grips with, because in my head I'm trying to say, no, stop thinking about it, stop worrying about it, but actually I don't even know what it is that I'm trying not to think about. There's just nothing there materially that is causing the response that I'm having. At least nothing that I can identify. And I wanted to do this bit now because that emotion is still there, it's still raw. I know that in half an hour's time after driving it might not be, and I might be absolutely fine. So I will bookend the day when I get home with just how I'm feeling and any advancements. So home again now, and I actually do feel much better. And today is one of those days where the driving is a positive and it was a good thing, and they're not knowing what's going to work with particular regard in this case to the driving. Some days the driving makes me feel much better, some days it makes me feel much worse. The fact that I can't draw causal links between, okay, well if I do this as a response, or I try and combat the symptoms of what I'm going through by doing this, it has this effect, because it changes. And that then makes the whole situation quite difficult to combat. But on the whole, in a much better place than I was this morning, and have had a relatively detached and on-edge day, but now I'm feeling kind of in the positive again. So share, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.